What's up, everybody? Welcome to Light Source Engraving. I'm your host, Patrick, as usual, and today I'm giving you an update on the Monport Onyx. The Monport Onyx is a 55-watt desktop CO2 laser with built-in air assist and chiller. It all comes in one complete unit. It has an 18.1 by 11.4 processing area, so that is the maximum that your workpiece can be, unless you use the included pass-through. It does have a small slit to pass through some material through the front and out the back. It does have built-in autofocus and a 5 megapixel camera that you can run in LightBurn. And being a CO2 laser, of course, you could engrave acrylic, glass, leather, wood, and leatherette, and some other stuff. And it does boast a speed of 500 millimeters per second, and that's what I'm going to run today. Stick around and you'll be able to check that out. I'm also going to manipulate a piece of artwork in order to make it a plaque and give some area for it to be cut out. And, well, just stick around and you'll see what I'm going to do. So I'll show you my process for messing with this particular piece of artwork, and then I want to show you, I'm going to show you that right now. The high-tech upgrade. This is the only upgrade I've done to the Monport Onyx. It's very high-tech. You'll want to stick around and see it. And here we have the Monport Onyx. And now you see the high-tech upgrade that I did to this Onyx. The little cover for the pass-through wanted to keep falling out, so I just removed it and covered it with masking tape. This light is really bright on this side, really bright. So to turn it down, I covered it with masking tape. And that makes it much more pleasing to the eye. It doesn't blow your eyeballs out. There you see the Monport Onyx. And I've removed this cover so you can see the autofocus setup. There's the reservoir for the coolant. CO2 is housed in the housing. Power supply for the laser there. And there it is. And here's the camera. And we are back here in LightBurn, of course. And what I want to do is maximize this graphic to fit the whole usable workspace on my 12 by 12 piece of plywood. But before that, I want to make it so there's some space cut out. And this is cut out in roughly a circle, but not a uniform circle. Let me show you what I mean. I'm going to go to my offset tool. I'm going to select outer shapes only and select resulting objects. We're going to do an offset in the outward direction. Now we can preview it. So if we have a small offset, we're not getting anything to join, so when it's cut it would fall out. As I increase the offset, you start to get everything joining. So the F is joined here, the hope is joined to the heart and to the A to that piece. The hearts here are joined, this is joined. So it's continuous joining all the way through. The and symbol is joined here. And I'm liking this because we'll have this space that would be open. So when I hit OK, and the resulting objects are selected. So what I'm going to do is hit my number 2 layer and turn it to red for our cut. Now you'll be able to see exactly where we're cutting. And I'm happy with that. Now we are missing one thing. Let's put a circle. Let's make it 5 millimeters. Let's just pop that right here in the center. That way we'll have a place to hang it. Now that'll be cut out. And let me show you settings. I'm running 500 millimeters per second, power 51%, minimum 12. Line interval is 0.085. And I also have it set up to run a line after fill, which is a speed of 100. I'm going to bump this power up to 30. And a minimum power of 10. Air assist is on. And let's see, for my cut layer, I'm going to run a speed of 8. Power of 90, min of 90, because we want full power the whole time. I'm going to group these together. Then I'm going to make it approximately 280 millimeters. Whoops, it needed to be 280 in the top, in the longest direction, whether it's width or height. So 280. So there we go. You can center this. Now, if you'll notice here, I have it close to the edge of the workspace. You always want to preview that, because we do have our overscan that we have to deal with. We don't want that hitting the boundary. So we need to move this over and then preview it again and make sure this overscan is not coming to the line of our boundary. And I'm going to actually move that over just a little more. Preview that, and there, we've got plenty of room. We should be good to go. To show you that, you can go to the Move tab and Focus Z. But first you want to make sure it's on your material. So I just normally grab the locator pin and pop it right in the center of my graphic. As you can see, the laser moved to the center. And then I'll go right here and hit Focus Z. And you probably can barely see the laser head moving up and down, so it did that. It is focused. So now we can go ahead and frame it. Make sure that we do stay on our piece of plywood. So that's looking pretty good. All right, at this point, we are ready to run this job. Let's go back to LightBurn. And I have a second graphic that I want to try and do the same thing with, except this version has a cross. So let's go to the offset. It'll default to our last used offset. So let's see how that looks. Make sure everything's joining. So that's joined. Faith is, so that's the only place that's joined. That's it's a little thin. It'll hold it. Let's go to 3.5. Just to give a little bit more connection there. Everything else looks pretty good. Move that out of the way. Everything is anchored. I'm going to hit OK, and then do the same thing, turn that red. And we should be in good shape. Now we can make our little circle for hanging. I'll make that 5. But before we do that, let's make sure this is grouped. And then let's change the height to 280. Then we can move this right in the center here. We'll just put it right there in the cross. Just cut that out. Then we'll group them. Make sure this is grouped. Yep, it is. So we can run one version and then we can run the second version. All right, so now this is grouped and ready to go. I am now going to click start.
the spot where the lasers ignite. Light source engraving where we shine so bright. Cutting through the dark, precision in sight. Crafting with style, making it right. Light up the scene with every beam. Engraving dreams is more than it seems. Watch that spark, feel the gleam. Light source where we chase that dream. From wood to glass, we hit the mark. Every project starts with a little spark. Design so clean, we leave a stamp. Creativity burns like a laser lamp. Light up the scene with every beam. Engraving dreams is more than it seems.
Okay, I was pretty happy with the way that one turned out, but I want to change the second one. And I'll get all these done and then show them to you. So the first thing it did is ungroup this graphic. Then I'm going to select the insides of, hopefully I can grab all these, the letters. So hold shift down. It's actually easier to do in wireframe mode. So let's do it this way. Inside the O, P, E, E, O, A. And we're going to cut these out. So I'm going to do an offset of 2 millimeter inwards, and then select the resulting objects. And we have those cutouts and change it to red. Now we have offset of those letters. Then we can go back to our field view. Take a look. Now let's run this and see how it looks compared to the previous one where the letters were filled in. First, I didn't power cycle the laser in between engraves. I need to do autofocus. And now that we're autofocused in frame,
light up the scene with every beam. Engraving dreams, it's more than it seems. Watch that spark, feel the gleam. Light source where we chase that dream.
look good to go. I'm going to go ahead and click start and we'll get this job done. Alright, and we're back here in LightBurn again. I just want to show you another demonstration of cuts. So here we have some Mandela style earrings, and we're going to cut those out right now. So let's switch over to the laser and get started. Alright, and now I'm thinking I should do one more test, and I'm going to do some acrylic cutting. So let's do that, and this should be it for the update. Okay, now I'm going to move the laser head over top of the material. Click the focus, and we'll get auto-focused. And now we are ready to start. I'll go ahead and frame it just to make sure. At this point, we are ready to run.
Light up the scene with every beam.
I had it out of order. That is my fault.
Watch that spark, feel the gleam. Light source where we chase that dream.
All right, folks, finished with the projects. Stay tuned. Once we go through these, I'm going to give you the details on how to receive a free bottle of Monport's laser marking spray. Coming right up. First, let's go to these projects that I did. Here's the first one. So with this one, what I did is I stained it with a dark cherry, then took it to the sander before it had fully dried to give it some distressed look and lighten it up a little bit. Then, while the stain was still wet, I sprayed it with Rust-Oleum triple thick. So that actually creates like some different runs and looks in the stain that I think looks pretty cool. Just another trick to get a different look from a regular stain. But overall, I think that looks pretty neat. But the cuts came out great. And this one, I stained it with some gunstock stain, let it dry, then took it to the sander, the random orbital, to give it a distressed look. So where it's engraved, you kind of see the faded out parts where it was sanded to give it that distressed look. Then coated it with Rust-Oleum triple thick. And for the third one, on this one, I actually increased the power on the line after fill so that it would stand out. And then all I did was add walrus oil to this and let it set overnight. But you can see how great of a job the laser did on the line after fill. It stayed right on the lines where it was supposed to. No stray markings or anything. So I thought that one turned out great as well. Those are the 3 wood projects, big ones. And then just to demonstrate its cutting ability, here are the earrings that I cut out. Those turned out great as well. All the pieces fell out. And then one more demonstration. We have the green acrylic. That also turned out great. Very nice cut, as you can see there. So now that you saw the projects, some of the projects that you can do with the Monport Onyx, now it's time to give away some laser spray. And what I'm talking about is the Monport black metal laser spray. And it works like any other laser spray. You spray it on, you then mark your items, and it leaves a black mark behind for you. So each bottle is right now priced at $27.99. So you're going to get a coupon that will allow you to go to the Monport website and order a bottle for free. So how is this going to work? First, you have to like the video. Then you have to share this video. Come back to the video and leave a comment that you shared the video. And then email me a screenshot of where you shared the video. That's it. Do those 4 things, and the first 60 people are going to get a bottle of laser marking spray. Email contest@lightsource.pro with your screenshot. Then I will in return send you a coupon code and a link so you can go to the Monport website and order you a bottle for free. So that's not too much work to get a free bottle of laser marking spray to try out. And that's it. Pretty simple, right? So like the video, share it, come back and leave a comment after you've shared it, and then email me a screenshot of where you shared it, and then you get a bottle of laser marking spray. So thank you so much for tuning in to this update on the Monport Onyx 55 watt desktop CO2 laser. I do appreciate you guys. I greatly thank you for hanging around and finishing this video up. That does mean a lot to me. Thank you, patrons and channel members. You guys buy the testing materials so that I can do these videos. It greatly supports the channel, and I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Now, the most important thing is you guys have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.